Good evening, fellow Lions, Leos, and friends. Welcome to the another episode of our Together We Can virtual leadership series. Time flies so fast. We are now on our sixth episode, and I am glad again to co-host this episode with District 16J Governor Lion Varsha Naik. I am Lion Rohel Bautista from Somerville Metro Lions Club and the current Global Leadership Team Coordinator of District 16J. The topic for this evening's episode is kindness through leadership. One that I could say is everyone's desire as it equates to something meaningful, purposeful, and effective, especially in an organization like ours, the Lions Club's organization. Kindness, as we know, is a good quality, a great quality, actually, one that is synonymous to acts of generosity or concern for others without asking for anything in return. It is so apt in these times, so much needed during these challenging times. Kindness is a fundamental part of our humanity which bridges the divides of race, religion, politics, gender, culture, ethnicity, and other demographics that you can think of. Do you know that there is a World Kindness Day? Yes, it is an international observance on the 13th of November, introduced in 1998 by a coalition of non-government organizations that form the World Kindness Movement. And you can look at it online when you get a time. This just shows that the value of kindness, that the world could truly benefit from more of it. Kindness, with all its wonderful benefits for us all, is essential to leadership success. Organizations that feature, or better yet, encourage a culture of kindness have more productive and engaged and fulfilled members than others who don't. This evening's episode will be moderated by our District 16J Cabinet Secretary, Lion John Suesca. We have invited a wonderful speaker for this evening, who I believe is familiar to most of us for the wonderful lion journey that she has. And we are very grateful to have her with us this evening. So let's start the program with our District 16J Governor, Lion Varsha.
Good afternoon. Oh, good evening. Sorry, good
Good
evening.
evening, Lion Varsha.
Sorry.
How are you?
I'm very good, and thank you so much for bringing kindness through leadership. This topic is really very close to everybody's heart because being a leader of the great association and kindness is really matters, and for every leader's success kindness is important. I believe that. And happy new year to everybody. Let's make
Yes.
2022 a great year with lots of kindness, love, compassion, unity, peace for everybody. So, thank you, GLT Rohel, for bringing this topic. And I'm so excited to announce our guest speaker is Landona. And no one can talk better than Landona about kindness matters, right? So, kindness is essential for a leadership success. Every leader should act according to the kindness matter. Kindness is an act of a human to being, and it is comes within from him. We don't have to teach what is kindness, right, Rohel?
Definitely. Yes.
Kindness and service bring people closer. And as a leader of Lions Club International, service and kindness is bringing the entire world together, right? So kindness is expressed in compassion, right? You already say compassion, generosity, courtesy, graciousness, hospitality. There are so many words of kindness. So even what me talk about kindness, I think we all should learn, all should talk about kindness through leadership only with our guest Lion Donna. So without any ado, I think we should introduce our moderator Lion John Shekswa to our conversation, and let's keep moving because our viewers wanted to listen more and more about kindness through leadership only with Lion Donna, right, Rohel? So
Yes.
I'm going to introduce our moderator of this show, Lion John. Lion John is the cabinet secretary of District 16J for this year. Welcome, John.
Hi.
Good evening, Lion John.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, District Governor Lion Vasha and GLT Lion Rohel. Good evening, and I'm very honored to be the moderator. I just want to say very briefly before I introduce Lion Donna that as a licensed professional counselor, having worked almost 30 years with children and families and communities in crisis, they have taught me the value of kindness and its effectivity in helping other people. And, as Vasha had mentioned, Lion Vasha, that linked with kindness are its sister values. And these are things that I learned as I served by being open to what people need. The sister values of hospitality, compassion, humble service, and the sense of privilege of caring for others, and the great privilege of entering into their lives. So having said that, I'm very happy to be here tonight and to introduce now uh, with the bio of Lion Donna Townsend. Lion Donna Townsend is from Dalton, Georgia. She's a member of the Dalton Noon Lions Club. She was the first woman lion in the state of Georgia. She joined in the year 1987 when women were allowed to join, making her a 34-year member of Lionism. She is the spouse of the former first vice president of Lions Clubs International, Judge Haynes Townsend. Donna is a retired music educator, having taught for 30 years for Dalton Public Schools. She has also served as the music assistant, children's choir coordinator, and youth choir accompanist at Dalton First United Methodist Church. Lion Donna has been asked to speak on a number of Lion Club's district and multiple district conventions, forums, and individual club meetings. She has served as cabinet secretary for her district, board secretary for the Georgia Lions Lighthouse Foundation, and various offices within the Dalton and Dalton Noon Lions Clubs. And she currently serves as the vice chair for the Area 1E LCIF leadership team. And finally, wonderful to announce, she has received multiple presidential certificates of appreciation, 2 presidential leadership awards, and 4 presidential awards. In addition, Lion Donna has received the Irvin Crumbly Award, the highest award given in the state of Georgia. She also has received the Ambassador of Goodwill Award, which is the highest award given by the Lions Clubs International. And Lion Donna is a progressive Melvin Jones Fellow. So having said all that, we eagerly look forward at this very moment, and I present to you Lion Donna Townsend.
Thank you so much, Cabinet Secretary John and District Governor Varsha and GLT Leader Rohel. It is my pleasure to be here this evening with you all and to talk about something that I am most proud of, and that is kindness. Kindness matters. Kindness matters in everything we do, and especially in our leadership roles. We've heard many, many adjectives describing kindness tonight, and you'll hear many, many more, some of them repeatedly, but I hope that you leave this evening understanding that your actions of kindness have an impact on those that see you, that hear you, that interact with you. You know, kindness is generally thought of as the quality of being friendly, considerate, and generous. A kind person considers the feelings of others, tries to help them, and avoids actions that do harm. Affection, empathy, and giving to others are qualities of a kind person. Can you identify yourself in any of these descriptive words? I'm sure you can. Kindness is also considered a virtue. It is an excellence of character that drives ethical decisions. People who are kind act that way, not for any reward or recognition, but because it's the right way to behave and the way a person wishes others would act towards them. John C. Morgan writes that kindness has two faces, one inside and the other outside. The inner face of kindness is toward yourself. Being kind towards oneself means accepting your shortcomings and failures as part of the nurturing process, the maturing process, and encouraging yourself for taking new steps towards being all that you want to be. The other face is external. This means accepting others, shortcomings and all, and treating them as you would wish to be treated. You know, it really is the essence of the golden rule, do unto others. William F. Baker and Michael O'Malley, authors of Leading with Kindness, define the critical values of kind leaders as humility, authenticity, gratitude, integrity, humor, and compassion. Now think about your lion's journey. Which leaders had the most impact on your journey thus far? And did they exhibit these qualities? Of course. Kindness hasn't always been high on the list when thinking about leadership. For some, leadership is about maintaining your status, being strong, and having people do what you say. For some, kindness is seen as a weakness, a watering down of decisive decision-making. But being a kind leader doesn't mean being a weak leader. Leaders, good leaders, are very capable of making good and strong decisions, even tough decisions, with kindness. Kindness in leadership is essential if you want to improve the engagement of your team, if you want to have your team buy in to what you are proposing. And kindness is essential to earn the team's trust and respect. Demonstrating kindness as a leader will build trust among your team. And when people feel that they will be treated fairly and equal, then they will be much more open and honest with you, allowing you as their leader to get to the root of any issues quickly. Kind leadership brings in all the different elements of authenticity, transparency, warmth, building trust, and empowering people. So when we talk about kindness, what we really mean is including a little of each of these different subsections of being a good leader in the day-to-day approach and intent. Part of being good at leadership is understanding and valuing what's going on with the people you lead. It's about understanding the personalities you work with and creating a team culture that's flexible enough and encouraging enough to invite individuals to be themselves. We're not talking about random acts of kindness, but intentional leadership with a clear understanding of how we show up for ourselves and our team. As individuals, we will have many more options open and available to us if we have left a trail of kindness in our wake. As you continue planning your year in leadership or planning for a future year in a leadership role, plan it with kindness in mind. You know, that kind leaders do 5 things well. 1, kind leaders set clear expectations. This means having a really clear sense of direction and being able to communicate that in a way that works for everyone around them. 2, kind leaders give honest feedback. When leaders don't tell people the truth under the pretense that they don't want to hurt the individual, they are not being kind. All they are really doing is being kind to themselves by protecting themselves from a possibly awkward and uncomfortable situation. But if leaders presume that everybody wants to be the best they can be at their job, then the best way to show kindness is by being honest when someone is not on the right path. To get the best out of people, leaders often need to coach, slightly pull, or mentor people, but they can do this with kindness and sincerity. Number 3, kind leaders encourage growth. As leaders, we can be kind by offering people opportunities and encouraging them to achieve their full potential and gain self-worth. Set them up for success. Number 4, kind leaders are transparent in their decision-making. A kind leader will show consideration and openness about decisions they make that impact others. Leaders need to tell the story of how they got there and then hold open a space for people to process it, understand it, and come back with their opinion. It's about showing clarity and transparency in decision-making rather than hiding things and letting people's imaginations run wild. There is also a responsibility to make those decisions land kindly, especially when it's a tough decision and one that might impact people in a negative way. And 5, kind leaders treat people like people. Kind leaders recognize that people are people. They smile, they say thank you, they acknowledge people. They celebrate people's successes and check in to see how they are doing. They show people that you're all in it together. Respect them and trust that they'll do the right thing. Kindness empowers people to lead with positivity, purpose, and an open-mindedness that embraces new ideas. A lot of this comes down to trust. If leaders show kindness, they accelerate trust and in turn encourage others to be happier, more empowered, and more inspired themselves. Tapping into kindness and small acts of showing your appreciation for your team allows those around you to know that you care, leaving them feeling like their work matters and encouraging their engagement and loyalty through outward and visible displays of warmth. You're able to show how much you care about others and experience firsthand just how much others care about you in return. When leaders show appreciation and gratitude to their team, they clearly demonstrate their kindness, earning the respect, admiration, and loyalty of their people in return. How can we each create cultures within our teams where kindness and humanity become core? Well, kind leaders celebrate the success of others. They go out of their way to recognize individual and team effort both frequently and publicly. Helping versus blaming. When you're faced with a mistake from a team member or colleague, kind leaders try to help versus blame. For example, asking, "How can I support you?" is much kinder than saying, "Ooh, you made a terrible mistake." Kind leaders do not get defensive when they are questioned or challenged. They're curious and open to other ideas and opinions. Kind leaders seek common ground to strengthen relationships in the face of adversity. It is much easier for people to come together to solve challenges through kindness as opposed to negativity. Kind leaders know how to speak the words each teammate wants to hear and the words they need to hear. Kind leaders are clear on expectations and goals. When a team does not understand what they need to do, it creates unnecessary stress, anxiety, and turmoil. Kind leaders are open to new ideas and respect every team member, no matter where that team member sits in the structure. And kind leaders are aware of their biases and take steps to minimize the impact of these biases in their interactions with their team and colleagues. Kind leaders give constructive feedback to their teams. And when giving feedback, they provide it with the intent of helping the other person grow and learn. Kind leaders connect with their team and others. They proactively seek out the opinions of people who are not in their inner circle, building trust and connection. Kindness shouldn't be something you put on and take off in your leadership role. You can't fake kindness, but you can make a big impact in your everyday interactions with others. Kind leadership is one of the key elements for creating world-class cultures and productive teams. Through our work as Lions, we've had the opportunity to witness some of the best cultures and meet some of the most prolific leaders in our organization. There are 4 things that can help you practice purposeful kindness. Recognize kindly. Again, celebrate the successes of others on your team. Research shows that when people were asked what inspires them to strive for better results, recognition was, hands down, the number 1 answer. Celebrating is kind. 2, support kindly. We all have busy, stressful lives. Whether you're a leader or an individual contributor, there's too much, "It's not in my job description" going on, and not enough, "How can I help you?" Give feedback kindly. Create trusting relationships through critical conversations handled with kindness. And 4, care kindly. The toughest part about leading people is understanding that they are actually people. Unlike machines, they don't turn off when they finish their work. They move on to deal with personal responsibilities, health concerns, relationships, financial issues, and the list could go on. Great leaders understand this, and they care. Random acts of kindness are important, but if we want to be great leaders, maybe we shouldn't focus so much on being random, but instead focus on the one thing great leaders intentionally practice: kindness. You can have a lot of things in the world, but you can never truly have too much kindness. One of the most respected traits in leaders is empathy, the ability to understand and relate to the emotions of another, as well as the ability to demonstrate that they know what the other person is feeling and going through. Kindness and compassion go hand in hand with empathy, and both work together to help you be a relatable and accessible leader. Kindness is a strength that is contagious. When we focus on kindness and we focus on making a positive impact, we are less stressed in our own lives. Kindness shows hope. Kindness shows care. And it helps others to see the good things in life. By being kind to ourselves first, we're more likely to be able to pass that kindness on to those around us. And wouldn't the world be a much better place with a little more kindness in it? Each act of kindness is changing the way we see ourselves and others, as well as how others see us. As our kindness positively affects others, we feel more compassionate, confident, useful, and in control. We also find ourselves feeling more appreciative and optimistic. I'd like to close tonight with the words that my sweet husband shared so many times with so many people. Kindness can truly change the world. And that's what we have the ability to do as Lions, to unleash that kindness on the world. I do thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share how I feel about our role as leaders using kindness this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Lion Donna. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
I guess I just wanted to mention that I guess we can have a little discussion before we're joined by our other Lions, Varsha and Rohel. But as a counselor and a former teacher and also as a Lion, you said something that is so true. You said that kindness is that intentional leadership and how we choose to show up. And, I find that, and let me know what you think, but showing up for others is so powerful. Showing up in a hospital room, showing up to a Lion that's a shut-in, people are like, it's just like, it's a very powerful, transformative action, being faithfully showing up to situations and persons and bringing our kindness, our smile, but there's a power in showing up. In fact, this is kind of funny. Woody Allen, who is a comedian, said something quite profound. He said 99% of friendship is showing up. And I would think that 99% of effective leadership and kindness is making that intentional decision of leadership, which is showing up with that sense of humility and service and the practice of kindness. So.
Right. And John, I was having this conversation with my oldest daughter earlier today that you don't necessarily have to have a leadership role where you are in front of people, people notice acts of kindness and the ability to lead through that kindness every day. When you are not expecting people to notice what you're doing, they see it. And I know as young children, when we were raising our girls, Haynes and I always tried to show through our actions kindness. And being leaders, as in their parents, you would hope that they would catch on to that and transform some of their actions, the reasoning behind their actions, just because it's kind and it's the right thing to do. So, yeah, as far as, leadership and kindness, if you show up, people are going to notice. They're going to follow your role model that you're trying to set for them. And I have to agree with you. Showing up is just 99% of doing the kind thing.
I don't know how much time we have, but one of our Lions lost his aunt this week. She was 97 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I found out at the funeral today, I was at the funeral this morning, that the young lady next to her at the rehab center, when she found out she died, this 97-year-old woman, she started crying. And the 97-year-old woman's son said, "You didn't hardly knew my mother." She said, "I know, but she took the time next to the bed with the curtain to ask me how I was. And she made me feel relaxed and cared about." Just in a whole 2 days, that 97-year-old woman touched that lady's life. So by being present to her.
Right.
So it's just, imagine what we can do. That was only a few hours she had, but she made an impact. Like you say, people, you don't have to be trained leader.
Right. Right.
Anyway.
We could go on for hours about this and share stories. So
I was also impressed, just to throw out one more thing, that you mentioned it several times, Donna, that fostering the growth of others there's nothing more wonderful you can do. It's almost easy to be there when people are down and out, but when they're celebrating, if you could realize that celebrating with others and fostering their talents, you don't lose anything. Actually, you gain if you can spread the wealth. But people that are happy, they want you to share happiness with them and their successes. They don't want you to be jealous and ostracized. They want you to be part of that joy. So that's another wonderful aspect of kindness, celebrating the people's successes. And thank you for bringing that up, because
and two, it just encourages them to want to do more. Don't just rest on your laurels, but move forward and in turn be that person that celebrates the next person's achievements and share that kind of pay it forward, so to speak. So yes,
I think the club, the roots of Lionism really lies in that kind of spirit that you're talking about. I joined because somebody was enthusiastic about my talents and said, "Hey, we need you." And that person was kind and present. And, so I said, "Oh yeah, I want to join this club.
Look where you are now." And you're not going to stop there, right?
Oh, I don't know. I know Lion Varsha is listening, so.
I know.
So I believe Lion Varsha and Lion Rohel are coming to join us.
Surprise! There they are.
They're back. Thank you, Lion Donna, for such an inspiring talk. I think there's some questions here and a lot of wonderful things that they are saying about your talk. But let me just start with some question from me. And I would like to note again the theme of the late Gads Townsend with his Kindness Matters. Would you like to share some thoughts on the inspiration of that theme?
Oh, let's see if I can do this without crying.
Oh.
Haynes was a big proponent of kindness, and he lived it. He did not coin the phrase "kindness matters," but he lived it every day of his life. He showed it in his work. Being a judge, he could punish people because he could, or he could choose to help them because he could.
Mhm.
And he was always one that would be an encourager, that would find an opportunity to help that person that came into his court being charged with, let's just take, for instance, the young lady who was brought into his court for shoplifting at Walmart. And Haynes asked her, said, "What were you shoplifting?" And she said, "Baby formula and diapers. I've just moved to Dalton. My husband left me. I have no job, and I have a baby, and I have no way of taking care of her." Now, some judges would say, "Oh, shoplifting carries X number of days in jail and this fee and this fee." And Haynes simply said, "If you will sit in the back of the courtroom until I finish hearing these other cases, I'd like to talk with you." And she did. And after all the hearings were processed that day, Haynes took her to his office, called in a couple of other people, and they brainstormed about all the services in town that could help this lady who was destitute. Her sitting in jail with nobody to take care of her baby was not going to help her at all. But connecting her with a church, with a food bank,
Mhm.
with housing, and the other services that they could put together in town, she has flourished. She's never shoplifted again. Her baby is growing, and she has met a wonderful man, and her life was just changed because of that one decision that Haynes made, and it was just an act of kindness. So, and this is just, this was just his mantra. Kindness matters to you. It matters to me. It matters to the person next door. It matters to the person across the country, on the other side of the world. And we have the ability to be kind. I mean, it's simple. It's not anything you have to go to school and study. It's just reaching into your heart and being kind.
Wow. Thank you, Lyndona,
That's
for sharing.
beautiful. Thank you.
Kindness is really ingrained in our DNA, and we just have to let that come out.
Absolutely.
It's natural, right? It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
It
That's a
was
wonderful story.
wonderful story, and
Transformation and, finding the other way of approaching something that's more creative and loving.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thanks for your husband.
thank you, Landona, for sharing that story. It is really important to understand someone's feeling, what's going inside, and I think that is the best way to deal with. And as you said, kindness cannot teach; it comes by within you. We should feel the compassion and love, right?
Right.
Kindness is priceless. I always say you don't have to spend money to be a kind people, right? It's
That's right.
priceless, and it spread the sunshine. When you help somebody, it give you a smile, and it give you a satisfaction of being a good human. That I feel. And as a Lion leader, I joined Lionism in 2014, and from them to now, I I can see a lot of change in me.
Mhm.
I'm more towards helping other people. I'm more towards kindness, more towards, thinking about what others are thinking. So
Mhm.
leadership and kindness are really a great combination, right?
Right.
It
Right.
is. Yes.
I can honestly say, in all truth and humility, that entering other people's lives through my job and through Lionism and all these things I get more out of it than I give. I don't seek that, but I've learned that what I'm giving is a beautiful thing, but I am really getting so much more because I'm entering other people's lives, and somehow that energy comes back to you to transform yourself as well. So I didn't seek out to do that, but I've learned that, wow, they think I'm great because I'm spending a counseling hour with them, but I'm getting so much more. It's genuine.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
If you open your heart to it, you will grow through it and become a better person, like Varsha said.
And kindness bring positivity. I believe that
Absolutely.
it remove negativity inside from you, and you become a more positive thinker,
Mhm.
right? And if you think positive, you can grow yourself and your surrounding people very well. If you always think negative, then it won't work. But if you think positive, then you can go more towards the kindness.
Right.
Yeah. And I really learn from you that recognize the successes. You have to being kindness, you have to celebrate the success of others.
Right.
Absolutely.
That is really important. I learned this from you today.
Absolutely.
That is why when we talk to the leaders, and we as we can learn so many things, and I'm pretty sure that our viewers can learn so many things from today's episode, because we all are looking forward for kindness and the leadership. This is a great combination. So thank you so much, Landona, and I'm speechless right now. I learned a lot,
Yeah,
and it's really a great. I have so many questions in my mind, but you answer everything in your speech.
Well, thank you.
in
Thank
connection to that, we have a question here from Angela Sharbat. Lion Donna was in the Rose Bowl parade. What can Donna share from that experience?
That's a wonderful question,
Nice, yeah.
Lan Angela. Thank you so much.
Well, we didn't get much sleep. I can tell you that, because you had to be up at 4 to leave at 5 to be there at 6, and the parade didn't start till 9. So I tell you, it was amazing to see all the work and the energy and the love that was poured into not just our float, the Quest for Kindness, but all of the other 49 floats in the parade. Every little seed and flower and spray of shredded coconut and ground up coffee, and because everything has to be natural. It was just overwhelming to think of the hours and the number of people, and so many young people too, that helped to put on such a magnificent parade. And the floats, as wonderful as ours was, it was one of the smaller floats. Some of them were huge, and it was just, I just felt so humbled to be there and to get to ride on the float and be a part of that. And of course, the Lions of California were just phenomenal and so kind. But yeah, it was just, and I tell you, in this pandemic world, I looked out from my little sailboat there towards the back of the float, and everybody on my side of the street, everybody, 700,000 plus people wore masks. And I just thought that was amazing, because it's hard here to go into the grocery store and see more than 3 people wearing masks. So, the fact that they were trying to protect themselves and protect each other and share that kindness in that way was just wonderful. But yeah, it's just, I still have to pinch myself. When I watch the video, I'm like, man, I was sitting there. I was a part of that. It was amazing.
Wow. We wish, personally, I wish I could be able to, in the future, watch an actual Rose Bowl parade. I've been watching it on TV only.
Yeah,
Well,
me too.
you
Watching
will
on
be
TV.
you will be surprised. It's not anything. Well, it is like what you see on TV because the beauty of it, but oh, the hours. And I'll tell you a quick little funny story. The float in front of ours was from Louisiana. It was magnificent, and it had all these Louisiana, the pelicans and the lobster and the
Oh.
crabs and all that. Well, one of the lobsters fell off of their float. It was about, I don't know, this big. And one of the lions picked it up and handed it to me. And I said, what am I supposed to do with this? Well, I brought it home for my grandson to look at because it was so intricate. All of the little seeds and the, kernels of this and that and the other. And it was just amazing. Now, if one little lobster took that much energy and love and time, can you imagine what every float was like?
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
That is quite something.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, I see another question here. Let's see. It's more about communication. One of our Leo advisors, Jessica Xia, would like to communicate with you and would like to know the best method of communicating with you. So,
Me? Me? Okay. She can reach me through email. And do y'all have
I
my
will
email
share.
address? You can send it to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica, I will share Lion Donna's email to you.
okay, that's good.
Because the way you explain kindness through leadership is really great, Lion Donna. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you from bottom
Thank you.
of my heart.
Yeah, thank you. I
Thank
learned a lot.
It's important. It is very important. All the leaders should understand the true meaning of kindness. It is really important. Thank you so much, Lion Donna.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Lion Rohel,
Thank
you have any other question? Or John, you have any other thought?
No, I'm just very pleased.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
wish we could have more
For your
time for
time.
this one. There's one topic that we should have. We should be able to broadcast every now and then because it really matters.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
you know where to find me.
I think at this point, I would like to introduce our tech support line, Pratibha, if she wanted to talk to you. Line Pratibha.
Bye.
You're muted, Line Pratibha. Yeah.
I know tech support is muted herself and talking. That is a funny story. Thank you, Lion Donna Townsend. It was really nice. And as Rogel and John and Varsha were saying, kindness, like we could talk for hours and tell our stories. But it's really nice. So I just like you've done Lionism for a long time, and I just want to know like what keeps you motivated and going for so many years, because I have been a lion only for a few years. And
Well, I will tell you, when I'm asked to do something, I just say yes. It is usually a learning opportunity for me, and I have a lot of good, kind leaders that help show me the way. But I will be honest with you, when my husband passed away unexpectedly 2 years ago, I kind of lost what I felt was my purpose. I didn't really know where I belonged, but I've had so many opportunities, number one, to share his journey, his vision, his hopes for the future. And periodically, when I get asked to do something, to speak somewhere or to be part of a team, and currently with LCIF, I hear this little voice in my right ear And I can almost see him sitting on my shoulder saying, Donna, this is a purpose. This is what you need to do. Just go ahead and do it. I'm right here with you and supporting you all the way. So a lot of my involvement is just encouragement from people around me and from that little voice in my ear that says, don't stop now, just keep going. And so there's not too many, I can't even think of anything that recently I've said no to. Because why would I? I mean, if somebody wants to learn from me and if I have help along the way to help me learn, then it's a win-win situation. So
It seems like he left you an inheritance and it's still unfolding through you and in you. Beautiful inheritance that you're.
True words, John.
That's so aptly said. Just say yes.
I like that.
I think, and you get roped up into so many awesome projects.
That's right. And awesome they are. They really are.
Yes.
You know, some things I just hear about and I think, oh, well, that was kind of cool. But then some things I get asked to participate in and they really are awesome.
And we always learn something new when we are participating and interacting with people. So that is kind of one way of showing our kindness.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think that spreading kindness is better than spreading germs on a lighter note with the COVID.
Spread love, spread love.
Spread love, spread
Not
kindness.
Spread
And
love, not hate, spread kindness.
yes.
I like what Lion Donna says, that saying yes is not getting roped into it, but it's learning, an opportunity to learn and to also give what you've learned. So it's a win-win, like you say. So it puts another spin on it and gives me encouragement, because sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with all my yeses, but it gives a nice, true, authentic, positive spin to saying yes.
There's one more question in the chat box from Lion Angela. Lion Donna can now share her own Lions experience. So I think you already share your own Lions experience.
Well, you know, Haynes and I got married in 1979, the same year that he joined Lionism. And I didn't know what Lions were all about. I just knew that if I wanted to see my husband, I had to go with him to his meetings, to his projects, to help here, to do this, that, and the other, or else I would never get to see him, because he was all in to Lionism. And probably about 10 years after we were married, he became a district governor. And right before that, women were allowed to join Lionism. So I thought, this is my in. If I can join and be a part of and vote and, you know, hold a position when asked, I want to do that, because I saw so much joy that he got from doing that I wanted to be a part of that too. But really it was because I missed seeing him. I wanted to go with him. So he kind of roped me into all of that. And we've never looked back. It's been a wonderful, wonderful journey, and continues to be.
That's wonderful. Yeah. He's always with you. He's always with us. Yeah. We
Yeah.
always, whenever we talk kindness, we always, you know, we feel that he's standing next to us and giving us the
Good.
guidance.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had a chance to meet him a couple of times in the USA Canada Alliance Leadership Forum. And I know when we were talking, I know exactly what his word into your form right now, I can say. Yeah. I can say, yeah. I
That's
met him into 2 USA Canada forums. Yeah.
Thank you.
So he's with us all the time. Whenever the kindness matters, things comes up, we always feel his like he's with us. I want to say, yeah.
Nice.
So thank you so much, Lion Donna, and thank you so much, our Cabinet Secretary, Lion John. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of course, our GLT, because the whole idea of having Together We Can, a leadership talk series, is basically Lion Rohel's idea. And we just talk about it, and I say, here we go. So thank you, Lion Rohel, for bringing this topic, kindness through leadership. It's an
Nice.
important topic, and we can talk hours and hours. But
Yes.
also we have some
Yeah.
time restrictions. So again, one more time, thank you, Lion Donna,
Thank
for
you.
joining our show. And it's really a great to listen your thought about kindness through leadership.
Thank
And
you.
we
I
learn
enjoyed,
a lot. I learn a lot, and our viewers also learn a lot.
I enjoyed spending the evening with y'all. Y'all are a lot of fun.
We did enjoy it. Thank you. Well, as we say, great things always come to an end. We wish we could have this longer, but thank you first, Lion John, for moderating this episode, and
Pleasure.
thank you, Lion Varsha, for co-hosting with me tonight, and of course, Lion Kativa for the technical support. And thank you to our esteemed speaker, Lion Donna, for your presence this evening and sharing your thoughts and knowledge on our special topic for tonight's episode, kindness through leadership. As we have heard, lions perform acts of kindness every day in all parts of the world. And let us remember, kindness doesn't have to cost us anything because it is free, a great act that emanates from here. Wherever we are, whatever we do, let us do acts of kindness because kindness matters. Imagine a world where kindness prevails, where all leaders lead their people with kindness. This has been another educational, enlightening, and inspiring event. And to all our viewers, thank you again for joining us this evening. If you have any further questions or comments, as always, please email us at district16j@gmail.com. As always, we appreciate receiving your feedbacks so we could improve our process. And before we close this episode, I would like to share a quote. Live and act with kindness, and the value of its person is multiplied many, many times over. Live with kindness, and you live with the power to make a difference in every life you touch. From Ralph Marston, a motivational speaker and author. Have a good evening, everyone. Be safe, be well, and take care.
Thank you, Rohel. And one quick announcement I want to do, because this episode is really important. So all the viewers, if you can just share this video, it will be spreading the message of kindness. So please share this video and do subscribe our channel. Thank you so much, Lion Donna. Thank you.
Thank you.